Jessica here with Potter's Ranch, and I'm going to go through a grooming demonstration with you guys. My assistant here is Alex. He's a 20-year-old Bay White Overo Paint. He has, the bay color is the black in the mane and tail, and then the brown is what covers his body, and then the white obviously is his paint color. A cool thing about him is he actually has a bald face. As you can see, most of his face is white and he has blue eyes. So in the summer, he does have to go out to fly mask just to keep that skin from getting sunburnt. Alex is one of our most recent donations. He came from the Soto family in Cocoa, Florida. So I chose him on purpose because he doesn't have a big winter coat that I have to shed out. So I kind of thought about this. Each horse has their own grooming tote. They're all labeled with the horse's name, and they're chronologically ordered in the tack room. The reason why we do this is just in case a horse gets a fungus or some type of bacteria in their skin, we don't want to spread that to another horse. So they each have their own individual tote and their own grooming tools. So the first tool that we're going to use is the curry comb. Ours are shaped like hearts for the kids, and they're real small. Thankfully, I have small hands and I can fit in these. But what we do with this is we always start at their head and we work our way back towards the horse's tail. The curry comb actually goes in a circular motion. So if you think of the Karate Kid, the wax on, wax off, it's a big circle motion. And we're going to groom all the way from his head to his tail, like I said. And when I groom, and this is what we teach the kids as well, is that you always keep a hand on the horse just so that they know where you're at. And then if the horse decides to step towards me, I can push him away so that I don't get my feet stepped on. He's not too dirty right now, but he does have a little dirt under his skin. So what this curry comb is doing is bringing all that dirt to the surface and any extra hair that he may have, even though he's from Florida. The next grooming tool that we have is a hard brush. Also, a side note on these totes are really cool because they actually hang on the side of the stall doors. So they can kind of hang up and they're not in the kids' way when they're grooming. So the hard brush, we do the same thing. We're going to go from their head to their tail. But with this one, we actually flick off all the dirt and the hair that we just brought to the surface. So again, I'm going to keep my hand on him and I'm going to flick all that hair off and all that dirt that I just brought to the surface. And he's like, yeah, this feels good. The important part with this brush is that you go with the horse's hair. I talked about going from their head to their tail. That's the direction that most of their hair goes. There is one little spot, and it's right here. It's kind of a tickly spot. This hair goes up like this and kind of goes forward. So you don't want to brush the hair in a direction that God did not intend it to go because that could create sores and irritation for the horse. So you always want to go with the direction of the hair at all costs. The next thing that I'm going to do is a soft brush. And this is just kind of a finishing brush to kind of beautify things. This can be used on their face if they've got any dirt on their face. He's actually pretty clean and he likes it. And you can also use it on their legs. I don't want to use the curry comb or the hard brush on their legs just because they have more sensation there. If there were a lot of dirt on his legs, I could use the hard brush in a light manner to kind of brush that off. But I don't want to do anything to hurt the horse at all. Again, this is just a kind of a finishing brush, kind of beautifies him. He's got a real nice shiny coat. So this helps bring all that shine out and get anything that I might have missed. The last thing that we have is the mane and tail comb. It kind of looks like a hairbrush if you're a girl or a guy with long hair. But we use this on obviously his mane and tail. He has a pretty decent mane. He's like, I want to go outside. Not do this. Step up. Good boy. Whoa. So this is actually used just like a hairbrush on a person. We're just going to brush his hair out. This is more of a beautification. It's not anything that is going to hurt if you don't have time or if you don't get to it. Unlike the curry comb and the hard brush, if you don't get clean where the saddle is and the girth, you could potentially have some saddle sores on the horse. So I'm just going to brush his mane out, and then I'm going to go to his tail. When we teach the kids about grooming the horse's tail, we always teach them to stand to the side, because again, horses cannot see directly in front of them or behind them. So when we take the tail, we're going to take it and I do one of two things, and this is kind of a little trick that I teach the kids. It's easier to brush all the way through the hair if there's something behind it to give it a little friction. So I will either use on my leg, that way I'm brushing all the way through and I know I'm getting nice and clean, or I will come over and I'll do it against the horse's hip. Now this isn't going to hurt him. It's just an easier way to get it clean and get it brushed all the way through. With the tail, it's important to start at the bottom and work your way up. Their tails are very important because in the summer, this is what they use to get flies off. So if I start at the top and I pull out a bunch of hair, that means he's got less of a tail to get off flies in the summer. So it's very important to start at the bottom and then gradually work your way up. And like I said, I think it's a little bit easier to do it this way. Everybody has their own little tricks of the game. The last thing that we would typically do is do their hooves. We're going to use that as a different video. But just kind of a quick demo on how to groom, how we do the process, our cool little totes that hang on the stall doors, and then my great assistant here, Alex. So thank you guys. Hi everyone, Jessica here with Potter's Ranch. Today I wanted to introduce you to one of our minis. This is Doc Holliday. He's a trick pony that obviously likes treats more than tricks. But we're going to demonstrate a few tricks that he does today for you guys. So Doc is 18. We've had him for about 15 years. He is Brilliant color. That's a dark gray color, and then his mane is black. His legs are black. And he's got some zebra striping on his legs that you can see in the summer. He also has a black dorsal stripe down his tail. So that's just a little bit about him. And then we're going to demonstrate some of his tricks. So shake. Good boy. And like I said, treats are his favorite part. We don't normally feed the horses by hand, but Doc has been taught how to do tricks, and he tries to be as appropriate as possible without getting your fingers. So we do allow that with people that are trained. What? You're getting impatient, huh? Come here. Let's do another one. Ready? Whoa. Bow. Bow. Here. He wants to play on the rug today, apparently. Hey, mister. Bow. Good boy. Good boy. He does answer yes and no questions. Today he's a little confused, aren't you? I think the quarantine's kind of gotten to him. But he does take his time enjoying his treats, for sure. Huh, yes. Hey, would you like more? No! What? Yes. So Doc is one of 4 minis on the farm. We have 3 other miniature ponies, and then we have a miniature donkey, 2 other miniature ponies and a miniature donkey, which we'll introduce you to later. But Doc is obviously the attraction. We've taken him to different nursing homes. We've taken him to a couple different school districts. My mom likes to tell everybody that he's ridden on the elevator 3 times, but it's definitely been a lot more than that. He doesn't care about going inside in buildings. He won't use the restroom inside, and he will go on the elevator. Although he thinks it hurts, it makes his belly feel weird, so he nickers when the elevator kind of stops. All right, are you ready for your finale? Yes. Good boy. All right, guys, so hopefully you guys can be introduced to the rest of the minis and some more of the horses. That's enough. You don't need any more, do you? I don't think so. Yes? One more shake. Good boy. All right, thanks for watching, guys.